You got no guts. Oh, wait. There they are. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of The Jamie Hughes Show. My name as always is Jamie Hughes and today it is that time of the week. It is Tuesday and it's time for my weekly Walking Dead review. As always, if you haven't seen the episode yet, which was called Heart Still Beating, it was the mid-season finale, this video will probably include spoilers to the show. So yeah, if you haven't seen the show yet, do not watch this episode because you will be spoiled. So jumping straight into this review because I've got a few things I want to say about it. The episode generally felt a lot better. It did feel more like a complete episode of The Walking Dead. It felt more like classic Walking Dead storytelling where you had a lot of characters that were doing stuff and we got a lot of resolution. Like you had Michonne and the redhead. You had Carol, Morgan, and the guy from the Kingdom. You had Rick and Aaron out on their little supply run. And then you had everything that went on in Alexandria in the second half of the episode. And it just felt a lot better. It felt like they were building to something. It felt like they'd set a story in place. We weren't just getting small character development episodes or character segments. We were getting proper storytelling and setting up a real good story to lead on to into the second half of Season 7. But yeah, we'll have to see how that progresses. But it does feel a lot better, and it does feel like they've raised the stakes again a little bit on The Walking Dead, and it feels like you could get invested in this second half of Season 7. And apart from that, obviously there were a few big deaths. Well, they weren't big deaths, but there was a few points that I wanted to address, which were the deaths in the mid-season finale. We had Olivia, who was shot by one of Negan's guards after they found out that somebody had been making a bullet for Rosita. And again, right, okay, let me just back up a little bit before I get into that. The whole bullet thing with Rosita, he wasted that so much. Like, bang, oh no, look, it's hit the bat, how convenient. That did feel a little bit like, just a little bit ridiculous. It was sort of like, just, I don't know, that wasn't so fake drama, because obviously what led to it was pretty good, but it was just sort of like, it just felt ridiculous, and it just felt goofy, and it felt cartoonish, like, oh look, I've shot Negan and it's hit his bat. Obviously it did make for some good scenes after it, and it probably will build some characters, but it just felt that little bit, like, after she spoke to Father Gabriel and said that, you know, we should bide our time, it just felt a little bit silly. But other than that, obviously we did get two deaths. We got Olivia, and then to a more great extent, but sadly to a lesser extent for me, we had Spencer. I felt like Spencer had more to give on the show. I was a little bit gutted that he died, especially because he was the only really one that was conflicting with Rick inside the group. And then he was just sort of killed off really quickly. But yeah, it just didn't feel like he needed to die there, but at the same time, it's kind of justified, and it's okay that he did die there, because it felt like it would move the story along a bit, because we have had the introduction to this random mystery character, and I really hope it is sort of a new type of threat for the group. If you're not aware of this, there was a guy watching Rick and Aaron when they took some stuff out of the boat, and there was also a guy right at the end of the episode, after the credits, there was a post-credit scene where he was watching Father Gabriel. So hopefully that's going to lead to something. Again, it poses a question leading into the second half of Season 7, which is obviously always good, because, you know, I've said this, and I'm an advocate for this, that they should have more than one threat on The Walking Dead, not just Negan, because it becomes oversaturated and the threat of death sort of disappears. So hopefully they've addressed that, and they're going to introduce this new character in the second half of the season, which obviously it looks like it's going to happen. And yeah, there wasn't really too much that was bad about this episode. I'd say it did feel a lot better. It felt more complete. I just had a few issues with it, which I may as well just address now. It just sort of felt rushed towards the end. It felt like it just felt there was stuff that dragged out a little bit, and then bam, right at the end you've got all this like really nice happy stuff. Like they just all of a sudden they just magically transport to the hilltop and everything's fine again, and it looks like they are gonna go and stand up to Negan and start fighting against Negan, which can't be a good thing. But again, it was a progression from episode 1 to episode 7, so I can't complain about that. But yeah, it just felt a bit rushed. Like there was the really nice scene with Rick and I felt that there could have been another couple of scenes in that episode where it would have really like drove home the emotion of the scene, by maybe even having Carol and Rick talking. Sorry, Daryl and Rick talking as well. That would have just lifted it. It just kind of felt rushed, and like they were just trying to tie up the end of this season on a big bow. But again, it's just a little thing that irked me. As I said, at least we're getting a story now to lead on to into the second half of season 7. Sorry. And the one last kind of thing I just wanted to mention. This is more of a prediction into leading on into the second half of season 7. Is what happens with Daryl and Maggie when Negan finds out Maggie's alive, because obviously they lied and said she died, and also Daryl's escaped. Like, that's not gonna get breezed over. Negan's gonna be out for blood. Like, so what do you think is gonna happen there? What are the repercussions of their actions? There's a lot of stuff and a lot of questions going into the second half of season 7. So hopefully we get a more exciting episode more exciting half of season, of season 7. But yeah, we will see where it leads. I am quite excited. Hopefully they're gonna pick it up. I probably might make a special video on The Walking Dead for next week, just to talk about some things that have gone on in this season. But we will see. So yeah, let me know what you thought down in the comments below. Sorry, this is quite a short video. I didn't really want to over egg the pudding, as it were, just talking about shit when I didn't need to. So yeah, let me know what you thought about down in the comments below of the mid-season finale. As always, if you did enjoy this video, please leave a like, please comment, please share, and subscribe. That was really quiet. Subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you in the very next episode of The Walking Dead review, which will probably be in February. Tra.